transmigrates.
Then what they say?
Scripture always says, it says the subtle body transmigrates, or what we call subtle body or causal body.
Do you have any shloka?
Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira. It's a Sukshma Sharira which transmigrate. Because Purna is always Purna. Purna Midam, Purna Midam.
No.
English, that's why when English, there is a, I still see the English has got limitations of language and words.
Hold on, let us
in our dictionary also, soul is nothing but a spark of unique life. Okay, so now there is a difference.
Yeah. No, let us go slow. Let us try to go a little slow. So are you saying
transmigration means one the subtle body gets itself transferred from one unique life to another unique life.
No, sorry, we are not talking about
but not body. Soul.
No, we are talking about soul. And you please give
soul
me
is equal to self.
No, Chirana, my
understanding, sir. My understanding, sir, soul doesn't transmigrate because SIP is, and SIP appears as soul and possimon.
Do you want to go any
it's a manifestation.
Do you want to go one step further and explain what happens according to you if the soul does not transmigrate? You want to explain, or will you come back?
Yes, because soul is SIP, and SIP cannot transmigrate because everything is SIP. So it is a question of transmigrating.
Wait. Okay, wait. Chidanand.
In ignorance, we have all these concepts of transmigration.
One minute. Let me explain my understanding what the world is saying. Then you come in. I'm just going to explain what the world says. Everybody, are we ready? Can we understand? The whole world is talking about transmigration of the soul. Some people believe that the soul leaves us and then my soul is reborn. This is one analogy. Yes, I'm sure some of you agree. People say like this, that the soul leaves me and my soul transmigrates. A very common understanding. Some people believe that the soul leaves me and then it transmigrates as a different entity. There are different understanding. And in the journey of enlightenment, it is very important to have clarity about this transmigration. Migration is actually another word which uses birds migrate.
Birds and all. Yes.
Yeah, birds, they migrate, correct. So It is very common. If you open Google right now, you'll have 100 articles on transmigration of the soul. And transmigration word comes only with the soul. They don't talk of any other thing. We'll have Rajesh Rao, is also PhD in spirituality. For those of you who don't know, our dear Rajesh Rao, he's a PhD in spirituality. So let us hear him also. But Chidanand, I think before that we have got Suvinay, right? Suvinay, come on. Suvinay will hear you and then I'm waiting to hear Rajesh Rao. Suvinay. And Chidanand, your subject is not over. We will come back to you, Chidanand. Suvinay? Suvinay or Rajesh speak. If Suvinay is not available, Rajesh, please speak. Rajesh Rao.
सर अब प्रणाम शास्त्र की बात आई है तो तीन चीजें बहुत जरूरी है
बोलो
एक तो प्रमाण जो कि आप खुद देखते हो अब आप चाय या कॉफी पी रहे हो तो मैंने देखा है
वेरी गुड
या फिर शब्द अब एरू बोले कि चाय पी रहे हैं आप तो मेरे को उससे कंफर्मेशन होती
सुना दी
सुना है तो आई शुड बिलीव बिकॉज व्हाट एवर शी सेज इट्स करेक्ट एंड मे बी चिदानंद सेज आई शुड थर्ड इज यू शुड बिलीव व्हाट इज रिटन इन स्क्रिप्चर्स. So this is what Hindu religion.
Amazing, very true, good, well said, sir. Shayad.
तो in case तो सोल के बारे में मेरा अपना बचपना है बोलना कि अब किसी ने पूछा किसी बच्चे से कौन से स्कूल में जाते हो तो बोला मैं जाता नहीं मुझे भेजा जाता है. तो सोल का भी ऐसा है मेरे विचार से it migrates from one place to other. It migrates और उसको कोई migrate करता है I don't know क्योंकि in our what scripture says this moves from one body to another based on whatever karma you have selected. If you have completed your bank balance, you still stay in heaven till you finish that bank balance and come back. But if 100% you have enlightened, then you never come back. You are there with Sangati of Krishna. Enjoy. ये मेरा विचार है.
No, good. I want like this. I want clarity. I want. I wish we have more and more clarity. But let us see, we have many people who are speaking. Suvina, if you're not there, then we are going on to the next person. Bliss or Rumataji, who is it? Bliss, and then Rumataji. Suvina seems to be lost. Bliss. You know Bliss, transmigration of soul?
Hi, Shvam, dear. Hello, everyone.
Shivoham. What is
I
transmigration of soul?
I have right to you. You can read, please.
The soul changes from one physical form to another physical form. How it changes, but okay. What do you mean? It leaves one physical form. It leaves the body, correct?
Yes, it leaves the body. After, I will send you the other part. I have right.
But the same soul will come back? The same soul will come back?
No, it's not the same soul.
Yeah.
Read this.
So, in part or in whole, it is not clear. It could come. It could be some parts. It's energy. Then it's not calculable. Good, very good, very good, Bliss. So Bliss says it's not the soul leaves the body, but we cannot calculate the same soul or the same energy is coming back. It is not calculable. So Shire told some perspective. Chiranand told complete other perspective that there is no transmigration. So we have got three different opinions. Rumataji.
Hello.
Yes, Suvina. Okay, Suvina, you're back. Boliye. And then Rumataji.
Guruji, first of all, what does exactly the literal meaning of transmigration?
That you have to understand.
Okay, sir. According to me, when the physical body dies, the according to the karmas, the soul takes another body.
Wrong. So, karma does not belong to the soul.
Okay.
So let me tell you now the meaning of transmigration. See, transmigration, let me tell you the meaning of migration. Migration means in my office there are birds. When it becomes winter, the birds, they go away from here. The birds migrate. And the birds migrate and then they transmigrate. The transmigration is of two different understandings. One is you trans over an ocean, you go long distance transmigration. And some is transmigration is understood as the return. They migrate and they transmigrate, means they remigrate. So there is not so much clarity when you're talking about the transmigration of the soul. It's basically talking about soul leaving one body and going into another body. This is the common understanding of transmigration. The soul leaves one body and the soul goes into another body. And that's what we are trying to understand because we are the soul. So if you leave, if the soul of Suvine leaves Suvine and goes into John and then goes into Mary and then goes into Gautam, what is this? How does it happen? What happens? When there is clarity, there is enlightenment. Therefore, we are trying to have complete clarity today on the subject. All right. So,
Guruji, one thing, Dr. Brian Weiss, he has conducted past life regressions. So one of his books, there was a character called Catherine who has taken 87 births and 84 births and who remembers each and every birth of a lifetime.
Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Do any of us remember?
It is a process, Guruji. They people say.
No, Vinay, we cannot be. See, let me tell you one thing. Don't mind me telling this. Today, people will tell 100 lies. I'm not talking about Brian Weiss or that Catherine or anybody. But for the sake of making money, people are doing magic shows and astrology. You ask Rajesh. He's a professional magician. Is this magic show actually magic or there is some clear logic? I will ask Rajesh to explain, is magic really magic? Which means from one hat, you put a handkerchief and then the pigeon comes out. This is really magic or it's a trick? Is it? So we have to understand. And I will just take 1 minute of Rajesh. I just learned when in my personal meeting, he's a professional magician. Sir, बताइए सर आप ये magic show सचमुच magic होता है क्या? थोड़ा बताइए आप.
सर अगर मैजिक होता तो हम यहाँ थोड़ी रहते हैं बोला. The same like this, sir. देखिए, you can see this, sir.
See, no, Suvina say.
This card is, sir. This card is this. I'm moving this card, See that this card changes, sir.
No, change again. No, change again.
See, I'll change it again, sir. Changes.
See, now, Suvina, what he's saying, the card is not changing. This is his trick.
I have two cards here,
Uh-huh.
back to back. I just move it when you say.
That is, see, you try to understand. So he's a magician. Rajesh is a super magician, not an ordinary magician, not like what they call these road shop magician. No, he's a professional. So एक दिन हम magic show भी करेंगे Zoom call में. So point now is, Suvinay, let us get very deep subject. So let us wait and get more input, Suvinay, and don't leave the subject. We will come back to you in a few minutes, okay? Just to get the perspective. Rumataji, Yogini Bliko. Rumataji.
प्रणाम गुरुजी।
नमस्कार। बताइए रूमाताजी।
गुरुजी, मुझे तो ऐसा ही लगता है कि when I will die, the soul will leave me and it will merge with the divine soul, which is present everywhere.
Correct.
And at the time of conception, this soul will appear again.
Same soul.
No, it can be different.
No, can it be? See, if it's different, then it's not transmigration, na Mataji. Is it the same?
When our soul at the time of death, when it departs, it merges with the Supreme Soul. Then the Supreme Soul itself appears at the time of conception.
So there's a new soul coming or the same soul coming?
Guruji, it is ansh of the same divine soul.
No, I'm asking, जो आपकी आत्मा है वही आत्मा कहीं जाएगी या वही आत्मा अपना काम खत्म करके प्रभु से एक हो जाएगी?
गुरुजी, अगर हमारा रीबर्थ हो रहा है तो सेम हो सकती है ना?
Okay, so you're saying, तो आप don't go away today. अगर even अगर समोसा है तो भी खड़ो, don't go, please wait.
अगर हमारा हिसाब किताब खत्म हो गया है कर्मा का, तो फिर हम रीबर्थ होगा ही नहीं.
Rumataji, I would like to give you one small example. Okay, you think about it and then I'm going to Yogini. Yogini, you are next. तो उसका मतलब ये है Rumataji कि you took a spoon of water. You took a spoon of water and you dropped it in the matka. Now when you're taking another spoon of water from the matka, is it the same spoon of water? Can it be the same spoon of water, Rumataji? So let us be clear, when the soul becomes one with SIP, that means it has merged. That soul cannot again come back. I'm not concluding. I'm just giving you all food for thought. Yogini. Rumataji, please think about it. Yogini. And everybody who's spoken one time today, starting Chidanand, I want you to come back on the call. Yogini.
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham.
The transmigration means passing of the soul from one body to another after death.
Good.
Okay. So you're saying that the same soul doesn't come back.
I'm asking. I'm not saying.
But according to our understanding till now, the same soul doesn't come back.
Maybe if you can explain it comes back, then you explain to us.
If that is the case, then how does that we say it is the rebirth of the same soul?
Rebirth does not happen of the soul. Rebirth happens of the mind and ego, me. Let us be clear, Yogini, the body will die. Any doubt the body will die? You have any doubt?
No, the body
will the body
die.
be reborn? Will the same body be reborn like 90% of the world believes? 90% of the world will put one picture in the frame and put agarbatti and flowers and keep on praying to that person. And 80% of the world believes that when you die, you will go and have biryani with your grandfather in heaven. Have you heard these stories before? Hum dadaji ke saath jaake laddu khayenge. Have you heard that before?
Yes,
and
sir.
And Suvinay, many of those people who have got rebirth and past life regressions, Mr. Suvinay, please understand, many of them think that when they go in life, they pass through a tunnel, then they come to God, and God is one light, and God says, oh, my dear son or daughter, you have come ahead of time. Now you go back, and they come back and they're in the hospital bed. You want to believe all these stories? This is all a trick of the mind. So you're going to think about it, Bliko and Krishna. I am not yet concluding the answer. I have not concluded any answer. I'm just facilitating a discussion. Bliko and Krishna. Sir Bliko. Unmuted, Bliko? Bliko, are you there?
Yeah, it was not unmuted at that time. Okay.
Please tell
Shivoham,
me, sir.
Shivoham. Yeah, Shivoham, everybody. So this transmigration, I can understand as a simple word, it is a rebirth. It is a rebirth of mind and ego, because body remains at the site and get disintegrated. So body never get reborn. Only the mind and ego with his unfulfilled desire carries over. But like you explained with the balloon, like red balloon and blue balloon, the air merge with the atmosphere. So the soul cannot be the same, because soul merge with the super soul or SIP. So when mind and ego, for the fulfillment of the desire, it take rebirth in the form of any other living creature. Cannot be only human being, maybe animal or insect or tree or something.
Therefore, Bliko, are you saying there is transmigration of the soul or only transmigration of mind and ego? What are you saying?
Only transmigration of mind and ego. Soul remains with the SIP.
So you're
It
going
is
with Chidanand.
his wish.
You're going along with Chidanand, who said there is no transmigration of the soul, correct?
Yes, yes.
Chidanand, did you have the same opinion or different opinion? We want you to come back after this is over. Krishna and then Rajendra. Krishna.
So I don't have a clear understanding, though in Gita there is a reference which is said that just like you pass through different stages of life from from childhood to old age, this is also a change of stage. And avastha, a dehantara prapti is a change of avastha. But anyway, from your example, you once said about the SIM being changed into a new instrument. The phone SIM card changed into a new instrument. I think that is transmigration. Your incoming and outgoing calls, your payment will come into that SIM, but the instrument has been changed. But the power it need not be the same electric power. The power is different. The soul cannot change. There is only one, the power is the same. There is no two different powers.
So I'm asking you for clarity's sake, does the soul, is it an entity? Is a soul, your soul, an entity? My soul is an entity? Or do you think at the moment of death, it merges with the Supreme?
Yeah, my understanding is there is soul, there is no movement in a soul. Even when you yesterday that day said migration, I had a doubt. For migration, there should be from 2 point. Bird migrates from a cold country to a warm country. There is no from 2 point.
Beautiful, beautiful, the most beautiful explanation has come up to now. Most beautiful. So then what happens? If you just explain in your own words.
When the right fertile embryo or when it happens, when that zygote, whatever it is Bhagwan ka that I don't know. The causation, I don't know. It is a cause. And then that life spark comes in. That is Bhagwan ka.
No, I think it's such a beautiful analogy. Thank you, Krishna. So what Krishna is saying, I want to just put it down and Bliko and Chidanand and see if you'll have a difference in opinion here. See what she's saying. See, where's the question of transmigration? Where is the question of migration? Migration means the soul goes from here to there. This is Krishna's simple understanding. Krishna says, where is the soul going? No, soul is everywhere. Soul is everywhere. So the moment the soul departs, the soul doesn't migrate. The soul just merges. So you agree that soul merges, Krishna, or you don't agree that soul merges with the Supreme? But it doesn't migrate. It's not like the migrate. The Supreme is in New York or in Mars or Jupiter, and the soul has to go at 300 million light year speed and go and reach there. No. The soul just departs from the body. And in that moment of departure, the soul becomes one with the divine. There's no question of transmigration, because transmigration means some entity is moving, going, coming. There is no, Krishna says, where is this going and coming? The soul is omnipresent. The soul is everywhere. The soul is a Shakti. I don't know. I want everybody to be sure. We will get the answer from SIP before the end of this call. Thank you, Krishna. Very good. But again, as I said, come back with more ideas. Rajendra.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
What I understand that we have this super immortal power around us, everywhere. It's existing everywhere. So when we are conceived, इसी में से थोड़ा सा to run the show, to run the body, to manifest the body. हमारा soul आता है just to help it to manifest it. Then we die. So हमारी जो body and ego, body dies, mind and ego remains, and it goes back for transmigration, for coming back, and the soul again comes out of the body and it merges with the same consciousness around it. So it cannot migrate or transmigrate. It doesn't go anywhere. It goes to the same consciousness what was surrounding, जो surround पूरी सृष्टि में फैली हुई है.
So you're also with what Krishna is saying, right? Similar to what Krishna is saying.
Yes, yes. Infinite energy जो है हमारी soul की पूरी सृष्टि में फैली हुई है, जैसे हवा फैली हुई है. In a simple way, जैसे हवा फैली हुई, इसी में से थोड़ी सी हवा अंदर जाती है, हमें बनाती है, बाद में निकल जाती है, मर्ज हो जाती है. Simple.
Okay, but I want the person's image to be there. So I want the hand to be up till they finish speaking. How do we do it? We are moving, or you'll wait. Okay. Yes, Bliss. So don't remove the hand. Bliss, and then Ruth Anu.
I would like to explain something.
Yeah.
It is supreme immortal power.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah.
With soul.
Yeah.
Part of unique life. So when my soul leaves the body, I'm going with SIP.
Correct. Correct.
You understand?
Yeah, yeah. And then
so when a soul come back, it's SIP with another soul. It come back.
Okay, good. Good explanation. Very good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good.
I understand.
It's good to understand like this, but like Krishna told, this doesn't go. It's good to explain with the green water, right? But Krishna says the soul just immediately becomes one. Like you explained one day, when the body dies, you explain. No, you explain one day. When the soul leaves, the posse mom is there in every dead body in the body. The body is every. Remember, you said that is what Krishna is telling. That when the soul leaves, the soul doesn't go anywhere. The soul is just merging, becomes one with the Supreme. It's a very good example what you said like this with the water. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ruth Anu and Atmatray. Ruth Anu.
Shivam, Guruji, that means that the soul is energy, right? So the energy gets dispersed in all the energy that is around us.
Correct.
So the rebirth is just our mind and ego gets a rebirth, and the body dies.
Because of ignorance. The rebirth is actually happens only because you think I am me. If at the moment I know I am not me, I am not the mind and ego, I am the soul, then there is no rebirth. Then where is the rebirth?
Yes, Guruji. So there is no rebirth. Yes.
So there is no transmigration. See, this you know something. You have to be careful because this is the whole world believes in transmigration of the soul. The whole world believes in it. So we have to be very gentle. We have to be very gentle in explaining. Yeah.
So in the baby, there is a new soul out of the whole SIP. Part of that comes inside.
Correct. It is not somebody else's soul. It is not like your grandmother's soul. A lot of people say, "Oh, मेरी नानी की आत्मा आई है बच्ची में." वो बच्ची में ना बिल्कुल नानी की आत्मा है.
Yes, yes, yes.
ये नानी की आत्मा कहाँ से आ सकती है? नानी की आत्मा नहीं आ सकती है. Atmatray, Girish.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Atmatray, Girish and Krishan.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam.
Life is decided by SIP. Life and death. Life span. So it is life as a death as a मटका. वो फूट जाता है और हवा उसके अंदर है, जो आकाश है उसके अंदर, वो वहीं रहता है.
Correct.
तो कहीं जाता नहीं, आता नहीं.
Beautiful. Beautiful example. Atmatray is giving a very scriptural example. That we are like a मटका. ये मटका टूट जाता है. अंदर जो हवा है वो तो हवा हर जगह से मिल जाती है. The air in the matka becomes one with the air that is everywhere. ये मटका टूट जाता है. Beautiful. Atmatray, lovely example.
Thank you.
Thank you. Girish.
SIP and soul are one.
Good. Good.
When a body is energized by SIP, it is called as soul.
Correct. Spark of unique life. Good.
Yes. When the body is no more energized as a living body by SIP, John goes. SIP or soul doesn't go anywhere because the body being energized by SIP is called soul.
Correct. Beautiful.
So question of moving or transmigration or rebirth, transfer from one place to another through Bluetooth does not arise.
You know, we are very rare beings here. Girish is saying the John. The John doesn't go. The John is there. The John or the life or the Ruh or the Atma or the soul, it energizes the body. The moment of death, that energizing stops. The John has already become one with the divine. The John is the divine. The John is the Ruh or the Atma. But we don't understand this. I'm telling you, not 1 in a million understands. Today, the masters in this call have gone beyond my expectations. We are so clear. I don't think one or two people are not clear in the whole call. Everybody is very clear. And I want all of you who are a little unclear to confirm before the end of this call. Is very clear. There is no transmigration of soul. The transmigration of it's only transmigration of me, the mind and ego. The me transmigrates. And this transmigration, like Shair told, bheja gaya. This transmigration process is carried out by a soul. It is energized by the soul. I think Shair told some Shairi based on that. But the soul by itself does not transmigrate. Thank you, Girish. Krishan Singhal. Krishan. Good. After this call, then only we put the hand down. Krishan. Krishan Singhal.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
I understand the concept. I just want to know one thing. If ego and mind reborn, and we say, on the other hand, we say there is no mind. How can it possible?
Very good. There is no mind, but still the mind is reborn. Because of ignorance. This is called Karana Sharir. This is called the causal body. It is because of avidya, the mind and ego creates karma. Actually, there is no karma for the soul. But this whole drama, this whole leela is because of maya, because of avidya. Because of avidya, because of ignorance, the mind is created, the ego is created, karma is created, and transmigration of me. Are you clear, Krishan? The moment ignorance is taken away, when there's no ignorance is eliminated, then what happens, Krishan? Is Krishan there? The moment there is no ignorance, then there is no transmigration of me, mind and ego. Krishan, I hope you are clear. If you have any doubt, come back.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Clear हो गया ना? Okay.
Thank you.
अविद्या के कारण transmigration होता है. Yes, Rekha.
Shivam, mind and ego comes in the form of soul. Is it right?
Mind and ego doesn't exist. It doesn't come in any form. It is only ignorance. It is caused because of ignorance.
No, there's both. The spark and spark is what? Like mind and ego or only the soul?
Spark is only soul. The spark of unique life is soul. Soul gives life to the body. The body has got a software called the mind. The mind and ego is nothing but bundle of thoughts. This makes it creates ignorance and makes us believe we are me. This me creates karma and we are reborn. Think about it properly and come back. Vijay Kumar and Sukeshini.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam, everyone. Sir, it is all a play of consciousness.
Okay.
What happens? The journey is in this eternal drama. The journey is grosser to subtler. The subtlest thing is the subtlest element is Atman.
Okay, but Vijay Kumar, stick to the topic. No, Vijay Kumar, you're asking a new question or you're commenting on the topic? What do you say about the transmigration of the soul?
Commenting on the topic, sir.
Yeah, what please then tell us, because the group has to understand what you are saying. What is your understanding of transmigration of the soul?
What happened after that departed, that it is in the chitta, that mind accumulated karma is there in the chitta, that is with Atman, it liberates us. Depending upon the karma that it gets another body.
So does the soul transmigrate, yes or
Level
no?
of consciousness, it gets another body. That's what the process happens.
But does the soul transmigrate, yes or no?
No, no.
Okay, good. Thank you, Vijay Kumar. Sukeshini.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Bolo.
Sir, I understood about the soul doesn't transmigrate, but it merges.
Correct.
Then I have a doubt. How does then past karma, comes into that body?
Okay, please, very important, Sukeshini, for your what question you're asking, and many of the newcomers and many of the old people, please listen carefully what she's saying. Sukeshini is saying that if the soul does not transmigrate, then how does the rebirth of the mind and ego happen along with karma? So Sukeshini,
yes,
there are three aspects. One aspect is the hardware or the body. The second aspect is the software or the mind and ego, me. And the third aspect is the power supply. The human computer has got hardware, software, and power supply, like any computer, okay?
Correct.
When the power supply leaves, then the hardware, the body becomes dust.
Yes.
But the mind and ego carries karma, and the mind and ego is born in a new body.
Okay. And that is how we have past, and then present is accumulated karma.
Correct. That's why we are born with past karma, and then when the body is created, this body will create present karma, and the cycle will go on and on till we realize we are the divine soul. The moment we realize we are the divine soul, then there is no karma, there is no punarjanma.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
But I hope it's very clear. We should be very clear. And if it's not clear, you can please ask me more questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sukeshini. Kailash Kumar, and then everybody else, no new people. All those who have given comments right from Chidanand, please come back and give your comments if there's any difference of opinion. Kailash, and then the review of all people in the call, please. Everybody, I want all of you who have spoken one by one. Please give your comment. Yes. Kailash.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
Soul not transmigrate to the another. And on the basis of three type of karma, one is sattvic karma, second one is tapsi karma, and third one is rajasi karma. If we are in tapsi karma, then we will be insect or we will be or the.
So that's okay. But about transmigration, do you have anything to say specifically?
No, transmigrate is not.
You're clear about it, right?
Right.
This sattvic tamasic will take a separate topic. It's a full topic. We will not dilute today, okay? We will not dilute it today, okay?
Right.
Thank you. Bliko? Yes, Bliko? Any change of thought, or are you clear, Bliko?
No, I'm clear. I'll just repeat what you said. There is no transmigration. The soul is merged with supreme soul, and because of our ignorance, we think we are mind and ego. That's why we get rebirth.
Perfect.
Once the ignorance is gone, and we realize that we are divine soul, there is no rebirth. And
simple.
That is
absolutely well, perfectly said, well said. So I'm happy Bliko has put it down. If anybody has got no clarity what Bliko said, Bliko has put it all very clearly in 2 or 3 sentences. Let me see, Chidanand, is there anything new Master Chidanand wants to add? Sir, anything you want to add, sir? Shair, aapko kya bolna hai?
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
else, Krishna, yes.
I just want to add the fact that we talk in terms of this mind and ego just because of ignorance. In reality, just because of it. Otherwise, there is only sip. So even Bhagavad Gita says, Chiddam se hridaya kranti. When that goes, everything goes.
Chidanand, but as long as you are alive, as you are talking to me,
that I remains.
So that remains.
Even realized soul, when we speak as I. The moment I goes, where is I?
Yeah,
only sip remains.
The reality is, as you're talking to me, the I is there, the me is there, everything is there.
That's why we're born as human. Only one life remains. Take it now, otherwise come back.
Yeah. So very good. I think we are very clear. We are understanding. Anybody else wants to close before Rajesh, Krishna? Anybody wants to say anything more before we close? कुछ बोलना है sir? सब ठीक है? शांत है? Krishna, anything more to add? So let me put this together. Since I'm having the opportunity for 2-3 minutes, rarely I get this opportunity to speak 2-3 minutes. So my dear friends, the whole world is talking about transmigration of the soul. And Krishna broke it in such a beautiful manner when she said, migration means it moves. So beautifully, this was all she has not spoken. It is consciousness in her that has spoken. So what a beautiful analogy. That migration, the word migration, immigration, migration. The word to migrate means to move. And where is the question of moving? Of course, in some of the scriptures, they say the soul is migrating through every cell of our body. We don't want to get into this concept of confusion. The simple truth is this. The world believes that the soul transmigrates. Do you know something? Do you know, my dear friends, I was at a radio show and he was doing a recording. And when I told him that after 13 days, people are doing puja for 13 days, it is all bakwas, he got scared. He deleted it from the recording. He cut it from the recording. He said, people will get very angry if you say like this in the show, that 13 days ka puja bakwas hai. The fact, why are we doing 13 days puja? There is no relevance. But still you will continue doing it because in your family, people will say to do it. But the point is whether our family does it or does not do it. The fact is when the soul leaves the body, which means when the soul actually doesn't even leave the body, it stops energizing the body. Krishna said something, it does nothing, there's no leaving. It is actually not, we say that soul departs for the sake of colloquialness, for easy colloquial explanation, we say the soul departs. But in reality, it just switches off. It's like off. The electricity doesn't go anywhere. The button is off. When the button is off, the energy is part of the supreme energy, which is everywhere. When a new button has to come on, the power goes into when one bulb fuses, does not mean the electricity goes back to the source and comes back later. When a new bulb is put, the same electricity which is flowing flows into the new bulb. We have to understand this. We have to understand we are part of that supreme. Therefore, the new book, Isis, I am a soul. Soul is Sip. I am Sip. Sip is in all. This Isis explains clearly this transmigration is imagined by people. The Atma will go here, Atma will 13 days, Atma will go. If you don't do puja for 13 days, the Atma will become a ghost. And then the Atma, Bhatakti Atma. And then these horror movies, they will show the shuttering and the fluttering of the sari. And then, Naina barse, rim, jim, rim. And then you have got all the ghost pictures. Naina barse. And then they show you all the ghost is coming, and then you go in the when you're in that movie I saw, I clearly, when they were literally walking out, the door is closing. And they're like, who's opening? The door is opening and the door is closing. That is the ghost. The ghost is opening the door and the ghost is closing the door. My dear friends, when will we overcome all this ignorance? When will we realize the truth? When will we be enlightened that we are the divine soul? When will we reach that state of Sat Chit Anand? In that state of Sat Chit Anand, my dear friends, nothing matters. Death is certain. One day body will die. And you don't cry. One day body will die. Please don't cry, because I will become one with the divine. Huh? So this is the beauty. This is the reality of life. And when you reach that state, you say, "Main nahi marta hu, bas ye tan hai marta re. Rona nahi meri maut pe, jashn tum manana." You must not let death be a moment of desperation. Let death be a moment of celebration, because it is liberation of the soul. The soul is liberated. In the sense that it's liberated means the soul was not imprisoned. The soul was not imprisoned, but me, the mind and ego was imprisoned. The mind and ego gets liberated with enlightenment. It's a very interesting subject. I'm happy that I am proud of this group. This group has got So many masters. Every day I learn something from you. Every day I come and every day I learn something. Each day, like today, you all taught me so many new things. Every day is a learning. And I also hope that each of you learned something, because this group has got, today Rajesh talked of those three things. Rajesh, what you said, Rajesh? Those three ways of understanding and learning, Rajesh? Please repeat. Pramana, please explain those three things. Rajesh.
So,
yes.
This is pramana. That means you see by yourself.
Pramana is you see with your own eyes. One, pramana. Second?
Second is shabda. Somebody who is relevant. Guru says,
to
some
hear,
known
you
person.
hear shabda. You hear is shabda. And third?
Third is what is written in scriptures. You cannot...
what is written in scripture. So Rajesh told us how we learn from three different methods. So my dear friends, with that learning of today, and the fact the soul has no transmigration. Transmigration is only of me, M-E, mind and ego, carrying karma, and it's reborn again and again. That only the transmigration is of me, mind and ego, not of the soul. With folded hands, I bow down to you.